welcome to In the Reel. This is your host Eric. It's been a long time, real quick brief for you on In the Reel. Been in a home repair mode, so the studio's been put together, taken apart, moved, and so forth, and of course life gets in the way, so I have been busy. It's been probably a year since we've had a post. This particular post is about lightsaber reviews. A company called UltraSabers has asked customers to make a review, so I went ahead and did that. As you're listening to this, you're watching some of my horrible skills here. So off the start of this review, there's some bloopers here. Take it in, laugh at it, perfectly fine. Bounce some lightsaber sounds off the internet, so that's the prequel to all of this stuff. But once this ends here, you're going to then see a video of me doing a review on the lightsabers my inner Star Wars nerd has purchased. They're pretty fun. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, they're cool. If not, then they're stupid flashlights. But at the end of the day, enjoy it. To hear it in the reel, as always. Be kind in your comments. You can be critical, but have a good delivery. So appreciate your time, and soon we'll get back to some In the Reel programming. This is your host, Eric. Enjoy the reviews. Welcome to my review for UltraSabers. A couple of things right off the start, so you can understand why this particular Star Wars nerd is a little awkward in front of a camera. I do podcasting. If you've heard my podcasts in the past, which I won't advertise here because this is for UltraSabers, I don't do video all that much, so a little awkward in front of a camera. That being said, I'll do my best here. Along the lines of owning lightsabers, I haven't owned any in the past. These are my first lightsabers that I've purchased, and it's very exciting. So in comparison to another lightsaber building company, I don't have the basis for that. When I was researching lightsabers, UltraSabers was one of the companies that I went through the reviews of and watched a lot of other YouTube videos and looked at some blog posts, people's opinions about UltraSabers and other companies. And UltraSabers seemed to be a decent place to start. And so far, for the time that I've had mine, they've been good. Maybe I'll give other ones a shot in the future. I don't know. Right now I'm liking what I have. So moving forward, doing an unboxing. This is the box these lightsabers came in. I ordered them approximately 2 weeks prior to them arriving. The lead time was 3 to 4 weeks because of the release of the video, or pardon me, the recent movie. In the holidays, things have gotten busy for UltraSabers, and it took half the time, which I was very excited about and appreciative. So on that note, good customer service, good job, appreciate that. And I took them out, made sure they all worked okay, and everything was fine. So I'm not trying to fool you here by this unboxing. I have had them out of the packaging. They do come all bubble wrapped. They were all assembled when I got them. I've seen other reviewers where they had to actually assemble the blades to the hilts, and I did not have to do that. I just made sure that they were secure. So that being said, shipping was great. They came undamaged, wrapped all up in bubble wrap, which I wasn't going to redo for this unboxing and or reviews. What I did was, when I ordered them, I ordered everything from the mystery boxes. I ordered 2 of them under I think it was $75, and then one of them with a guarantee of sound, so that was $200. I upgraded all the blades to the ultra heavy duty ones only because I didn't want any accidental breaking. I'm sure they're not made for full-on combat striking. There is a level of finesse that needs to be taken, even with them being as strong as they're meant to be. I didn't want to take any chances, so I felt it was worth the $10 upgrade for all of them. With that, they had a special going on, and I believe they still do at the time of this video, of free initiate lightsaber with a particular dollar amount being reached. So I ended up getting 4 lightsabers for the price of 3. Now, that being said, when you order through the mystery boxes, don't give your hopes up on things that you want. As an example, I really wanted a purple blade. I didn't get one. That's okay. They're all fantastic. But that being said, if you really want something in particular, then you're going to have to just get that to ensure you get it, and don't be upset at the company for that. It's not their fault. This is the way they set up this particular purchase. So I'm not upset that I didn't get a purple blade. I'll set my sights on that for my next purchase, perhaps. So moving on from there, what I'm going to start with is I'm going to take them out of the box, and you can see them, and then I'll go through and describe them the best that I can. Okay, so here we are. First one I'm going to pull out is this guy here. I think you can see him in frame. I made sure I was back far enough so you probably can't see me very well, but got this guy here. And then we got this guy here. One other thing that I'm not sure in my ordering process it was something that I could guarantee, but the blade length, I wanted them all to at least be 36 inches. The initiate one was the shortest one, but all of the other ones came 36 inches. So I'm happy for that, for sure. Here's one more. And lastly, this guy here. Now this one is the only one that has a lot of detail other than, well, let me rephrase that. This is the only one with added details for which turning it would make sense. The other ones, they pretty much look the same all the way around. All right, I'm going to get this box out of our way. Okay, so as explained, I don't do a lot of video, I do audio stuff, so I ensured my setup with the camera here. No, we're kind of far away, so you can see this is completely displayed out, and you can kind of see me in the shot as well, from, I guess, less to greater. And we'll start with the short one. This is the Initiate lightsaber. This was the free one that I got. Very, very basic, I would assume. The hilt is nice. I mean, it's got some weight to it, which is nice. The thickness of it is okay. I call it, I've dubbed it my Yoda Saber because it's shorter. It's got a push button, click on, click off, and the batteries were already installed. As I said, they were all assembled, and they worked as soon as I got it out of the box. I got myself a nice blue one here. So, kind of Yoda, not really Yoda. And when I'm looking at it on the camera, it is amazing how bright it is here at the base and how it flares out, but it doesn't do it all the way up. But when I'm looking at it in the flesh, you know, obviously it doesn't do that, so it's really, really cool. This one, as I'm sitting around the house, working, doing whatever, I usually grab it and practice my spinning moves, and I'm working on it. But I did notice with the smaller guys, it is a little challenging. Probably because it's just light, and I'm depending on the inertia to help swing it around and so forth. So yeah, it's very nice. Can't complain for freebies. Okay, moving up from there, I will go to the black one. Now, as mentioned, it's not a lot of detail on these hilts. It's all black. It does have the vents around the, I believe that's the emitter. which is very cool when it lights up. I know a lot of people would associate the black hilts with being perhaps the dark side of the Force. I know that's not necessarily the standard practice, but Darth Vader, black. I guess the Stormtroopers are white, so what's the point? I don't know. But yeah, this one, doing the spins, I don't want to hit the wall or anything here, is a little easier because of the size. And the grip up here is a little bit more narrow right above the switch. Now the switch kind of can get in your way a little bit. I would imagine if it was a real lightsaber, grabbing around the hilt, or pardon me, the emitter with the vents would burn your hand. But since it's the fake world, or this is the real world, that's not a problem. But it is a nice area to be able to hold on to it and do those spins to loosen your grip and it not slide around. This one, color, green. How fun is that, huh? I just love the way it looks on the camera. It excites me a little bit. So yeah, it's a nice green. Looks great. Feels great. Can't complain. See another fun one here. All right, gonna roll the other one out. Moving up to the third one. Now, the black one as well as this one are both the $75 mystery box. And as I understand it, when you select the $75 mystery box, you could virtually get anything. Basic ones like this, or even ones with sound. It just, there's no rhyme or reason for what they pick. And on that note, I'm assuming their practice in the advertisement is at least saying you're just going to get something that is picked, and that's fine. Me, I've worked a lot of places in my life, and after a while you start learning what barcode numbers are and what they mean, what they're on, and you know, I don't know who picks what, but after a while you kind of know what's in the box, even though there's no picture. I am not making any assumption that they made sure I had a black one and a silver one and they didn't have anything special because they were only $75. I'm not assuming that one way or the other. I'm not making any complaints about that, but just understand, $75 mystery box, you could get anything. Any color blade, any color hilt, any style hilt, may or may not have sound. So this one, silver, and has gold inlays and all of the machine rings here. This one works very well for gripping and doing your, I guess, flower spinning moves. I can't remember what they're called, but it is very, very comfortable for that, just because of this machining here. So it's a very nice, comfortable grip. And this color, another blue one. Now, I had originally thought this one was a lighter shade of blue than the free Initiate one that I got, but I don't think they are. I think this one's brighter. This one is either got some weaker batteries in it, or something's different about it that I'm not aware of. I don't know, maybe they are a different color technically, but I'm just not noticing it. Another blue blade. Again, very nice to spin this one around. I don't take a lot. I haven't. Let me rephrase this correctly. I've only had these for 3-4 days, and so playing around with them in the house, I'm very, very cautious. I don't want to hit ceilings, walls, TVs, or anything. So the 36-inch blades, I haven't gone full crazy showing off mode and seeing what I can do, because I don't want to break anything to include them. I'm not assuming that they would break, but I'm sure they will cause more damage than anything. On the lower cost mystery box ones and the free one promotion, that covers those. Moving on to the last mystery box item. Now, as mentioned, I ordered one guaranteed with sound, so this one was $200. And when I looked this one up, it's I forget the name of this, but it's like the Emperor's Hand or something like that. which was a relatively expensive hilt to purchase on its own. And soundboard isn't the diamond one, which really would have been nice, but it's probably the basic one. But it is nice. I like it because I like the size. I like the girth of it. It's really nice to hold on to. Now, for doing all the fun tricks and everything, things get a little bit different because the screw heads and everything, you can feel that in your fingers, and the switch itself obviously is protruding a little bit different, so that kind of makes things unusual. But I'm sure with some practice and understanding the differences in all of them, you kind of get used to how things feel in your hand for the grip and so forth. But if I had a choice between the narrower hilts and the more robust ones, I definitely would select a more robust one. Just personal opinion there. So this one here is silver. Got black inside these machine lines here. It's got, I would call this kind of a copper, maybe a bit of an orange clip for your belt. If you were to take the blade off and just wear it as a prop. This little black button up here doesn't do anything, for at least mine. So yeah, it's just for looks. And then these black veins, I'm calling them, are plastic. Not a big deal for them being plastic. But I definitely like the look of this one. I'm very happy with the selection they came up with here for my $200 option. And when I looked at it online, I looked at some options for building one of these. The square, you can get, this can be perfectly squared off. I would imagine that would get a little bit more uncomfortable having those larger corners. Now, these are machined down, so they're not sharp or anything, but I think this was not only good for functionality, but aesthetically, it looks good. And this power button, got a black one, and you know, they have options when you build them. They can be silver and so forth. So here we go for the fun part here. I got red blade. Get the sound there, and it does crackle when you hit stuff with it, but you got to hit it just right. So it does have those sounds as well. And if you push and hold the button, it's kind of loud. If you push and hold the button, or pardon me, push and release. Push and release, it's like the lockup sound. So yeah, I mean, playing with this, it's a lot of fun. Pushing hold the button long enough will shut it down. I guess in doing my research for lightsabers, if I had any complaint to make, it's the blade lighting up. You can't do it slowly. And that being said, I'm not even complaining about that not being an option here, because I realized I didn't do a custom build. It was just something that I found interesting as an available capability. And as I understand it in my research, just to point that out if people don't know this, to accomplish that, as far as I can tell, the blade itself has to have an LED strip in it that can also then be controlled with the electronics in the hilt to light it up slowly and also turn it off slowly. And I don't know if there's any speed settings you can pick with that or not, but you know, that does change some things from time to time. In my research, I found some people had issues with those LEDs. If you're dueling with them, they can, you know, knock them out, and then you have a dead spot as far as what's lit in your blade. And you know, that's a repair that would need to be done. So there's pros and cons to that. People around me, I have dueled with these a little bit, are not necessarily savvy to the Jedi ways of dueling. For those that aren't quite so nerdy in the Star Wars way, dueling with lightsabers in the Jedi's way of doing it being a more civilized and elegant manner to engage in a combat, to engage in combat, you don't take cheap shots. You stick to the basic strike zones because you respect one another's skill and capabilities in the combat that you're in, and so you would naturally respect the space and appropriately defend and appropriately strike. That being said, certain styles do vary a little bit that allow more versatility to that, but you know those styles. It's just being it's like a gentleman's war game. It's like playing chess. There's just ways about it that you do things, and there's ways about it you wouldn't do things. And I'm not trying to nerd this out in any way, shape, or form, and I am no expert on Star Wars. So don't get whipped up about that there. I don't need to hear comments about stuff like that on what's accurate and inaccurate. That's my vision of the series, and that's fine. And everybody can have their own vision. I'm very happy with my first purchase from UltraSabers, and I'm already looking into purchasing again because I do want a specific style lightsaber. And I have found one on there that resembles it very closely, so I'm looking into building it. And the only complaint I have, which is not to UltraSabers, just in general, the expense of it is a little foolish. But you know, when you're passionate about something, you'll spend the money. If I can encourage anybody that is thinking about purchasing a lightsaber, UltraSabers is not a bad way to go. They definitely have a good product that I've experienced thus far in a very short time. We have to keep that in mind. And you can get something without a doubt on a low-level expense shipped to your house that is a viable option to utilize in the way that you might want. If you're just looking for a display item, as an example, this one, the silver one with the gold in it, if you're not going to do it with this, don't add the extra $10 for the blade, it's $75. And if you didn't even want the blade, this was something this is all that mattered to you. I don't know what just a hilt would cost. An empty hilt, I'm imagining, would probably be a lot cheaper than $75. You probably get a little display stand that they make also that you can get there, and it looks fantastic. Now this one in particular, just sitting on a shelf, to me, I would know what it is, but some people are like, what is that? You know, why would you put a metal tube on your shelf? You know, so maybe it's not enough, this particular one here, but there's lots of options that you could probably work with in that way. So keep that in mind. I would encourage you to check out their site, and if you're not sure what you're looking at there, I would reach out and contact them. Because they are so busy, I did reach out and contact them about a week ago, and it took a couple of days for a response. And being in an area that deals with customer service often, I can tell you that even through email, they were very professional about their response, and I appreciate that. That in itself is another thing that will bring me back to a company. Having some professionalism in your customer service is great. If you're an artist of some kind and you can work with materials, I mean, getting a basic black one like this, you could probably do some things to style it up on your own if you're just displaying it. Yeah, there's a lot of options if you're a Star Wars fan and you're looking for some kind of memorabilia that's along the lines of what's in the movie. I haven't seen them, so I might be speaking on a turn, but if you're looking for like actual movie replicas, I'm not too sure UltraSabers has that. I haven't found any on their sites and on their website, but you know, maybe they do. So that's my review, and again, I'm very happy with what I have here, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch my review. And if you have any questions, I'll try to get back to you as best that I can. I will have a little bit of my poor lightsaber skills displayed at the end of this review in a couple of moments here. Before I stop my review, I will shut the lights off just so you can see them here with them turned on, and then my little fancy show will commence after that. Lights are off, probably cannot see me, and here we go. I will light them up in order in which I presented them to you. The free initiate, the black hilt, green blade. The silver hilt with gold inlays, blue blade. And lastly, the Emperor's hand with sound, red blade. It's just fun to mess with these things. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my review of my lightsabers from UltraSabers.